Hey everybody, it's Seth. It's Sunday morning here in Asia, but I think it's Saturday night everywhere else in the US, which is why I called this random Saturday night live stream. I woke up at like 6 a.m. with a lot of energy, and I've been inspired to make more videos. However, I'm not sure if anybody's going to be watching this video. I got one viewer. Yeah, I'm live here in Phuket. I am in my hotel with a bunch of other digital nomads, and I decided to do a completely unprepared live stream to see what that's like. I have not done much YouTube this year because I was focused on my personal life, traveling and relationships, and it's been great. And I may share about that at some point in the future. But for now, I really have this urge to self-express. And a friend of mine has a YouTube channel where he just turns on the webcam and starts talking. And I'm pretty good at just talking, so I figured I will try doing that. I just woke up, as you can see. Nobody around here is up yet. My girlfriend isn't up yet, so I'm going to talk to you guys. Hi, Merlodica. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, if anybody happens to be up, wants to chat or ask me questions, feel free to do so. You know, there's no class in the world about how to do a YouTube channel, so we're all just faking it. Hi, David. Good to see you guys. Yeah, I guess, you know, I've debated how much I want to share on the YouTube channel and what kind of videos my subscribers want, because I mostly make videos about digital marketing, but I have a lot of opinions and ideas about all sorts of other things, about life, business, money, society, happiness, relationships, all these things. Life in Thailand is very good. It's very good. I will, this is, I don't know if you guys can see it. It's not really a great view. Sorry, but I'm here in Phuket, and Phuket is the biggest island in Thailand. It's much busier than where I'm used to living in Koh Samui. But I spent, it's been a great year. I moved to a new island. I made a lot of new friends. I have a new girlfriend. We've been traveling around together. It's very nice. And yeah, let's see here. It's very good. I knew that the digital marketing questions would start coming. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to like summarize what happened this year, because basically I've been very focused on business for a long time, and I wanted to put my energy and attention into relationships. And I took on the relationship thing like it was a business. Like I had a goal, I had a coach, and I took all these different uncomfortable actions, and I was really able to transform, you know, from being pretty isolated last year on my island in Samui to now being at this co-working space, and there's all these cool people, and we're doing activities, and yeah, it's been really great. I've been in Thailand since I got here in 2019. In the middle of 2019, I had this feeling like I had to get out of the US. I wanted to anyway, but I was just like, I have to go. And I'm very glad I did. I was here in Thailand in March 2020 when some stuff happened that you're probably aware of, and at which point I could not leave. And it was great. It was actually great. Let's see. Okay. I'll answer some questions here. Hey, Seth, would it be possible, I guess I'll do this, your remote job from the first job after completing your course? Yeah. I mean, watch for the interviews. That's what most happens with most people. You know, I was just reviewing all the testimonials I've gotten over the last 7 years. and the most recent ones. And it blows my mind because I forget about the people who've gotten jobs, and there's just so many of them. And I keep checking. I'm always on LinkedIn. I'm always checking the job market. It's still, there's over 100,000 open jobs. Many of them are remote. Absolutely. You can see that the students are getting remote jobs. And as I say, I stress this again and again. You don't expect to make 6 figures on your first job, or even 60K or 70K. You want to start out at a 40K or so is a really good salary for an entry-level job. You're going to learn, and then you leverage up. So yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, it's possible. Thanks, David. Watched me since 2018. Did you take the course? I appreciate that, David. David says you change people's lives. I do, and the course does, and I appreciate that. Yeah, man. It's weird. It's weird helping all this many people, because at first it's like this huge rush of dopamine and excitement, and then over time you kind of get used to it. Like everything, I've learned that everything in life, this is something interesting if you guys are interested in making more money or having big changes in your life, is that whatever goal you're seeking will give you a dopamine hit when you first achieve it. It's unbelievably awesome. But everything in life eventually will level out in terms of the dopamine. And that's why I think the happiest people who are successful are always growing and learning. And that's why you do see people who are really successful who get complacent or unhappy. You know, people who are super successful are not always that happy. But so I have to do a lot of work to get present to this. And actually, I did an interview last week with, or maybe it was a few weeks ago, with Bree, who is a stay-at-home mother. And she went from really struggling and wanting to support her family. She tried a lot of different ways to make money online, and she took the course and got a remote job. And she was actually like started to cry in the interview, and that like kind of really got me present. So it was really great. I'm publishing that next week. Yeah, David took the course, but I'm planning to finish it this month. Cool. Glad to have you on board. I bought your course back in 2021, and I've been off and on with it ever since, but I'm going to go all the way with it. What are some tips on staying motivated? I really think you should watch the video. If you want to know about motivation, anybody watching, I just published this video. Again, I'm experimenting with new types of videos, shorter videos. You know, the video is called like my number one productivity hack, my number one productivity secret, whatever you want to call it. Watch the video and get that book I talk about. The book is called The War of Art. It's incredibly powerful book. I talk about it in the video. The thing about motivation and productivity, I think, is that I've seen like entire channels on YouTube dedicated to motivation and productivity. And I'm like, that's a lot of time and energy to be spending on trying to get motivated. You know, I think my experience is that we all have this resistance. And that's what he talks about in the book, is that anytime you create a goal for yourself and you want to better your life, it could be anything. It could be you want a new relationship. You want to go to the gym and get in better shape. Your mind is designed to stop you. And so it's not really that complicated. You just have this resistance. Now in the book, what I think is so powerful, and I reread it from time to time, is that just by reading these little chapters, it starts to get, it's hard, I don't know exactly how it works, but it makes conscious your resistance, and the resistance begins to fall away. And that's my advice. Because I don't like these like top 3 tips, top 20 tips, 17 step plans. I think it's just another way of avoiding just doing it. You know, like Alex Hormozi, who you guys probably know, big YouTuber. I really like him. And he really can't stand morning routines. He doesn't like videos or stuff about morning routines because he's like, it's just distracting you from just doing the work. Now, that's my personality. Like, I woke up at 6. I couldn't sleep So I'm just on the computer doing stuff. You know, I still have some driving force. So if you're having trouble with motivation, it's like what's stopping you from being motivated? You know, don't spend months and months trying to figure out why you're not motivated. If you know you want to do the course, you just need to do it. And I said, this book will help you sort of get present to like that invisible feeling that's making you not do it. But like nobody can motivate you. I can't motivate anybody to do stuff. Yeah, it's impossible to motivate somebody else, you know, and it's also kind of difficult to motivate yourself. I say usually if you remove the resistance that's in the way, you will find natural energy towards doing what you're doing. Let me know if that was helpful. Of course, a company put me. Thanks, David. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. I'm getting just overwhelmed here. I finished the course. SJ doing the course for the second time. That's cool, man. SJ. That's actually one of my nicknames because my name is Seth Jared. So kudos on being another SJ. A company put me in digital marketing. How do I get out and do only account manager, non-sales positions? It's a little bit of a vague question, man. You're asking me how to get a digital marketing job. That's what my course is all about. You have to, yeah. Well, what I will say is that some positions they say it's, you know, digital marketing, but it's really a sales position, and that's not digital marketing. So in order to do digital marketing, you have to learn PPC, which is Google Ads, paid search, SEO, search engine optimization, Facebook ads, paid social, analytics, you know, one of the top 4 skill sets, which actually I'll probably do a video about those skill sets soon. Yeah, Team SJ. I like that. I think there was a comedian named SJ Perlman back in the day too. Oh yeah, man. If you have login questions, you can email me, but it's in your email. You know, the forum in the course isn't as active anymore. It's the Facebook group. The Facebook group is so active. I mean, literally there's just posts, so many posts and comments every day. So that's where I put all the attention. This is for Mr. Neo. Now I would just search in the Facebook group for portfolio, and some people share their sites. You were ahead of your time when you came out talking about digital marketing. Thanks, man. Yeah. I mean, I never really, you know, I got into the field in 2011 and I really stumbled into it. And I kind of figured that by a few years all the jobs would be gone. And when I started the course, I thought it would only go for a couple of years, but it just keeps growing. I thought it would go for only a couple of years just because I was, you know, I guess I wasn't being that optimistic. And, you know, but now when I look at it, I say, yeah, the field continues to grow. They put you in sales. They dressed you up as a digital marketing specialist. Yeah, that can happen. That's why, well, in the course, did you take the course, Butte? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Did you take the course? Because in the course, it does happen to some of my students. I'm teaching you about how to understand the job postings so that doesn't happen to you. Like, yeah, if you see anything that says like outbound calls, generating, you know, leads, not website leads, but like, you know, dealing with prospecting or anything, you know, it's a sales job. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. I've been thinking about making more videos. You know, it's weird because I went to there's this organization called Dynamite Circle DC, and it's actually a really great entrepreneur organization for, you know, if you're already running a successful online business. They have events all over the world. And I went in October and I met with my business partner and friend, Shane Hummus. You guys might know him. He has a pretty awesome YouTube channel. And I met all these other YouTubers, and I was like, they're all at like 600,000, 1 million subscribers. This one woman, Lucy, she does English teaching. She has 10 million subscribers. So in the like ecosystem of YouTube, I was like, whoa, I have a really small channel, which I kind of like. I don't know if I want that much exposure, but I like hearing feedback from you guys. And I wanted to get in kind of more practice in just being more raw in front of the camera. Like I said, even today, I'm like, I just woke up. This is my just waking up voice. What should we call it? Hey, Ibrahim. Oh, I changed it. Did you take the course, Ibrahim? Small but powerful. Just like me. Thanks, man. Yeah, get into the Facebook group. Oh, this person says, my local community college offers an accelerated digital marketing job training. What do you think about that? Well, it's a bit general. I said I don't know the program, but generally speaking, so if it's a community college and it's not very much like, well, the question is, how much does it cost? Because it's probably going to be still as much as my course. The big thing about these colleges is that most of them do not have results. That's just the main thing. It's like, ask the person in charge, hey, this program sounds great. Can you show me 1 or 2 people who got a job from the program? And if they can show you people that got a job from doing the program, then sure, go for it. But I have seen literally hundreds of these courses, and they never show proof that it works. And very often, you don't know who's teaching it. You got to really ask yourself, who's teaching it? Is it somebody teaching who's working in the field? Does the person have experience helping people get jobs? And what exactly are they teaching? Are they teaching you the skills? This is what you need to know. And I'm going to do a whole other video about this. You need to know Google Ads, PPC, paid search, SEO, Google Analytics, Facebook ads, or paid social. And then you need to generate experience doing those things. Then you need to turn that into your resume or your portfolio. And then you need to know how to apply to the jobs. Now, if they teach you that, which is what I'm teaching, and they have some results, then, they're like a competitor of mine. But most of these programs are so off base that it's usually a waste of money. A waste of money. But you can send me an email if you want to send me the details. But I have not yet seen a program. And I don't say that, I have not seen a program that's worth it. And I don't say that to just toot my own horn. I'm literally it's kind of baffling to me that these educational institutions just don't know what to do. I've even, I get these people who come to me with marketing degrees and they still don't know how to get a job. So, and if it's really cheap, I look at time as a commodity though, as well. So like I say, like with Google's, the Coursera certification course, it's only like $40. So I'm like, okay, it's not, whatever, it's $40, but you're wasting time. I'm very much about time efficiency. So yeah, you can feel free to email me more information about that one. Hey, thanks, Bree. Let me see here. You gave me I guess there's like a contribution thing. So I have the site ready to run ads. Stuck wondering if I had to connect my site to Kartra to track conversion or just set up ads 4 clicks on the site. Well, hey man, listen, first of all, awesome for taking action. Are you in the Facebook group? First you want to be posting these types of questions within the course community or sending me an email, not necessarily here on YouTube, just because this is more for the general public. And I need more details. That's the thing with the Facebook group. And when you're posting is I want to see a loom.com screen capture or some screenshots so I can understand. Based on what you said, like I say in the course, you can just run for clicks. That is totally doable. The ideal situation, if you've used Kartra, is to set up a website that's going to capture leads, and then you have a conversion metric. So you can say, hey, I got 100 clicks and I got 12 leads. That's 12% conversion rate. And these are numbers that you can talk about in your interview and things like that. I don't know what kind of site you're talking about. Are you talking about a WordPress site? Or are you talking about the Kartra landing page? Yeah, I need more clarity on the question, but please go ahead, go into the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, please join it. And also you're not going to just get answers from me. Other students are very happy to help, and we'll give you more feedback on that. I love these questions. I don't know why I still like to talk about college. I'm in my 40s. I'm like, I still think it's such a crock. So if college in the US were 100% free and the tuition fees were very low, would you still consider it a waste of time? Yes. Yes. This is the thing, guys. And I'm going to do more videos next year, I think, about this. Like, I'm going to actually walk you through the classes you take in college. They're really unhelpful and overcomplicated. So, and it's a bureaucratic system. So basically, like, when you're on the internet, everything's cutting edge. There's new stuff coming out every day. There's new developments in AI. There's new developments in digital marketing. There's new videos. There's new TikTok trends, right? It happens very fast. In college, it is a bureaucratic, very, very, very slow system that actually was built. I mean, the whole concept of college was built in the year 1100 AD in Europe. Okay, and it hasn't been updated since. So you have these tenured professors, for example, who tenure means they have a job for life. They never have to prove anything ever again. They can be a good teacher or a bad teacher, doesn't matter. You have these textbooks that come out that are controlled by big special interests. So the textbook information is very, very controlled. And again, it's a textbook. So even, if you're in digital marketing, for example, or let's not just digital marketing, any field that is developing, you are stuck with a textbook that was printed a year ago. So that now it's not up-to-date information. Second, the curriculum itself, or third, I don't know what point I'm on. The curriculums themselves are so poorly put together, and there's usually this liberal arts core foundation, meaning you're going to take classes on history and English and statistics and all these random topics. Now, the theory is that these topics make you a well-rounded human being. This is not true. It's just nonsense. What it does, it makes you kind of good at trivia, right? So like if I play Trivial Pursuit or I'm in a trivia night at the local bar, yeah, it's like, oh, I remember some random historical fact, or I know something about an artist. It's like, if you want to study art or history, do it online, do it through a documentary, do it through, an online course. It's very weird to spend, even if you're not paying for it, you're spending a whole semester, which is like 3 months of your time, in these very slow moving classes with really dense textbooks. I think the way that people are taught to think in college also screws up their brains because the academic writing is so unintelligent. The writing style actually overcomplicates things. So I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I think essentially college is about status. This is the secret thing people don't want to talk about. It's about status. Even when you see people from lower income places, the idea is college leads to a better life, or it represents that somehow you are higher class. And nobody pays attention to the actual material being taught. If you go to a college tour, you won't hear one question about what is the quality of the professor, what is the quality of the information. It's all about like the housing and all these other things. So no, I think it's a waste of time. I remember most of my classes from college, they were absurd. I redid stuff I did in high school, learning about how to write an essay, which is, again, writing an essay is something you'll never do once you graduate college. In fact, the writing style you learn in college, you come into a job in marketing especially, and they're going to say, whoa, your writing style is way, way off. Everything you're expressing is too complicated. It sounds uppity and like aristocratic, and it's not relatable. You have to unlearn all the stuff you've learned. So yeah, it's a waste of time. And I think it's unfortunate that young people spend so much time and energy being, trying to get into the college, which I said, if you just look at my channel, when you see people like Keyshawn, who just wrote to me, he's almost at 100K this year. He's 22. If you start your career when you're 18 or 19, by the time you're in your 20s, you're set, and you haven't wasted your time on this. Yeah. Thank you. I know, me, I can, I can talk about this forever. Yeah. Google, let's say Google, I'm a big fan of Google. Obviously, they've created an incredible product that changed the world, and they employ, lead to a lot of other jobs, but you can't trust them to teach you about their product. It's like asking a casino to teach you about gambling. They are just going to push you to spend more money on their system. So yeah, I have been running successful music marketing campaigns, creating full funnels and paid social efforts, and made music sales. That's great. Do you think my music marketing experience could land me a job? Yeah. I mean, then you need to know how to communicate that experience. So if you already, I say to people, if you're already familiar and proficient in Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, if you already do that stuff, then it's really a matter of communicating that effectively to an employer and putting it together in your resume and your portfolio. And so some people take my course who've already got experience, and I help them more along the resume creation lines of things. Other times I say just hire a career consultant or somebody who specializes in resumes, but be careful, because what's funny is you might actually end up paying somebody more than it even costs for my course for that service. But essentially, look at a job posting like in my career walkthrough videos, and it's like, if you're like, yeah, I can do this, then put your resume together to show that. Yes, college is designed to keep everybody in debt. It's a very strange phenomenon. And being out here in Asia, and in, everybody I meet is European, they kind of scratch their heads when we talk about the US, because it's just so extreme in the US. It's like, I mean, in Europe, it's like, yeah, you go to college, you might have it costs a little bit of money, but not $200,000, not the kind of money that immediately invalidates the whole value proposition, which I think is crazy. You're like, yeah, you might make 10% more as a college graduate, which you actually don't, because those statistics are misleading. But even so, how is that worth $200,000, $70,000 a year? Hey man, I appreciate that, David. I'm usually out of the country. I'm thinking about spending a little more time in the U.S., at which point I would like to come meet some more students in real life. Let me see. Ben, hey man, spent $800 in Seth's course. 6 months later, I make $50K. Dropped out of college, only 19. Yes, we're going to be doing an interview at some point. I tell you guys, I always love hearing this stuff. This is the vision. This is it. This is what you could be doing. You could be working, great job, great career, and you didn't miss anything by dropping out of college. That's the other thing. I should probably do a video about that. I've had people I've met in my own life, friends of mine, who didn't go to college, or actually, didn't go to college or didn't major in a certain topic. And they have this FOMO. It's just FOMO. You're like, oh, I think I missed out on something by not going to college. Like, well, yeah, you do, it's like summer camp, right? It's fun. I mean, my first year of college was so much fun. I'm away from my parents. I'm in New York City. I have a girlfriend. I've got all these new friends. You feel like you're an adult, but you're really not, because you're, going into debt. It's like you're everything is subsidized by these loans or your parents. So it's like a training wheels to being an adult, which unfortunately leaves you unable to, financially support yourself once you get out, because you have so much debt. But it's a lot of fun, especially for people who like to party. I didn't even like to party. I'm not a big drinker, but I still loved being on my own. My thinking is like, yeah, if you're like Ben and you get a $50,000 a year job when you're 19, guess what? You can support yourself and move out of your parents' house and have your own life. And the other thing you guys can do, which I was going to do a video on this, is like how to hack college, which is like, okay, let's say, I get it. I get the appeal of college. You want to be around other young people. You want to have a social life. You want to party. You want to have fun. Of course, who doesn't, right? You can do that without actually being a student. That's the big thing. Like, that's so crazy. Is like when I was, when I was at NYU, but I actually ended up living uptown near Columbia, and I go to Columbia parties. And it was like, and then I would go visit friends, and I'd go to SUNY Binghamton parties. And it's like, if you're of that right age, if you're in your, if you're 18, 19, 20, just go to a town that has college. Go to Pittsburgh, or go to Boston, or go to LA, and go to a party, make friends. You know, they're not going to ask for your enrollment proof. You know, they're just going to let you come into the party. Maybe not a certain frats or whatnot, but there's college bars. Go to the bar if that's something you like to do. You can have the social experience of college without having to pay $70,000 a year. What's this question? Tawana says, hi, Seth. Seems like the salary is so low in the beginning. Is it because the job is so easy? Well, what do you mean by low? Because as Ben said, $50K a year for a 19-year-old with no college degree is very high. You have to understand most people who are 19 are making minimum wage, you know, if that, or working service jobs, customer service, you know, making $15 an hour. So it's really not that low to begin with. Relative to what you can make, it is low. As I said, most people start at 40K to 50K. Within a year, you can get to 60, 70, and within 2 to 3 years, you can get up to that 80K plus. But these jobs are not easy. None of these jobs are easy. You're never going to get paid a good salary for a really easy job because it's something, you know, let's think about being a cashier or a waiter, although actually being a waiter is not easy. I've done that. Let's say being a cashier at a supermarket. It's like anybody could do that. It's not a high income skill. It's not a complicated skill. With digital marketing, you have a skill set that is not that common. That's what makes it more valuable. You know, the average person doesn't know about digital marketing. They don't know about PPC, paid search. Most people don't even know these jobs exist. And so, you have to actually learn a somewhat complicated skill set. Again, it's not as complicated as coding by any stretch of the imagination. You can see I've had people who are actors, artists, stay-at-home moms, people with no technical background. Myself, I'm like a film school graduate, do very well in this field. But I wouldn't say it's easy. I would say it's relatively easier than being a doctor, lawyer, engineer, or having a really dissatisfying office job. But no, I say that to make sure people understand that you do have to work to get these results. Cars and motorcycle, you have a PPC specialist job interview Tuesday. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. If you're in the course, post about this in the Facebook group. But one of the things, this is something you got to do when you're in the Facebook group or in life in general. This is good advice. When you have a problem or you need help, don't just say, hey, this is my problem, help me. Like when you're in the Facebook group, I tell people, like, you have this assignment to do a marketing strategy. Great. Give us what you came up with and ask for feedback. Don't just say, help me do it from scratch, because that's asking everyone else to do the work. If you've done the course, then you should know how to do this assignment. So yeah, are you in the course? Let's see here. Can you begin a new career? Oh, I'm like sitting down because this is the setup of this room. Can you begin a new career in digital marketing in your 30s? Yes. Yeah, guys. Wow. That's a great question. Okay. So I get a lot of questions about age. You should look at my channel. I had Brian is 60. He's 60 years old. I've had people in their 40s get jobs. It's not about your age. It's just that this profession appeals to younger people because you guys grew up with the internet. You're used to social media. Whereas people my age, I'm in my 40s or older, social media and the internet is still can be intimidating. I get people writing to me who are a bit older and they're like, yeah, I don't really, I don't feel that comfortable online. And I say, well, this may not be the path. But if you're someone like Brian, who's 60, he might be 61 at this point. He just had a great attitude. He learned everything in the course. He's very positive. He thinks quickly. He got a job. So at 30, dude, you're fine. You're not old. I was 33 when I got my first job. It's not an issue. It's not, you're not going to be judged for that. It's about, remember, this is business. So it's like, can you do the work? Can you help these companies make money? That is the big question. Major school and some coding. Hey, Neil. Nice to see you. Joshua. This is the question I'm putting this up there. What do I tell my parents who don't understand this field and are academics and that I want to skip college and take a course and get a career in digital marketing? Okay, so it's really tough. I get it, because parents are difficult to reason with because they have an emotional belief in college, especially if they come from academic backgrounds. So the thing I usually tell people, Joshua, it depends on, are you 18 years old? That's the big question. If you're under 18, you're not legally an adult, in which point, yeah, you really, you have some limitations because you're not legally an adult. But if you hit 18, you're legally an adult and you should act like an adult. And then you have to really ask yourself, whose life am I living? Am I living life for my parents, or am I living it for myself? And most of us, and this is just the nature of being a person, is that you are influenced by your parents when you're young because you're a helpless baby. You need them from ages 0 to 10, 11, 12. Then you start transforming into an adult. And unfortunately, college really slows that process for people. Parents and society kind of keeps you in this infantile state where they're telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. And they want to put you into the system that's going to, again, put you in debt. So at the end of the day, you could get my book, Skip College for Success. You could look at the numbers. You could understand underemployment, which is the fact that most college graduates work jobs that don't require a degree. You could look at the fact that college is so expensive. You could, I ask you this too. Is your family rich? Do they have a trust fund? And they're like, hey, son, we're going to just pay for all your college. In which case, I understand how that could be appealing. But in many cases, these parents are pressuring you to take out loans. And this is really bad. This is a real abuse of power. You have these adults who are more experienced than you, who you look up to, pressuring you to take on a financial risk that is just really, really dangerous and that they don't fully understand. And you're at an age where you have maybe never even earned money in your life. So what I try to inspire people to understand is that if your parents will listen to reason, then try to reason with them. If not, which is often the case, then you just have to grow up. You have to really take on the fact that you're an adult and that people can't tell you what to do with your life. In some cases, that might mean moving out of the house when you're 18. Basically, if you're living under somebody's roof and they're paying for all your food and your housing, then it's easy for them to exert some manipulation and control over you. And I understand because to a sense, they don't want. If I had kids who were 18, I don't want them just living with me and mooching off of me until they're 30, right? But what parents do is I think they use coercion to kind of, people say, oh, my parents are making me do this or that. And I say, are you 18? If you're 18, nobody can make you do anything. You're an adult. You just have to leave the environment. You have to get a job, like a regular job. In the meantime, if you need to, I don't know about your relationship with your parents. Sometimes if it's a toxic environment and they're putting too much pressure on you, I've told people get out. Once you're out on your own in your own place, you can think clearly and you can make your own decisions. And yeah, but what I'm saying at the end of the day is that you have to determine if it's worth the energy to talk with your parents or argue with them, because sometimes it's like talking about religion or politics. People have asked me, people's parents have been asking me about college, and I'm like, they really don't want to hear any reality. They don't want to hear the reality. They want me to say something about how this, they want to hear what they want to hear. Your parents already believe that college is the answer. They're not willing to look at any new information or data. Then it's just like talking with somebody about politics or religion. People never change their view on that. So if you can accept that, then you can say, okay, well, look, I have to take care of this myself. And what happens with a lot of students who don't get support from their family is they do have to deal with the difficulty of disapproval from their parents. And then when they push through that and they get the job, then the family goes, oh, okay, yeah, you were right. Let's see. I hope that was helpful, Joshua. I know it's not an easy situation to be in. And the other thing some people do, again, if you're not going into debt for college, some people take the course part-time while they're a student. I just think that's kind of a shame because you're spending 80% of your energy on these ridiculous classes, and then you don't have that much energy to put into learning the marketable skills. Let's see. I took the course, studied, and though I got a remote contract job, it didn't last. And you want to get your next job. You need to, are you in the course? If you're in the course, go back to the Facebook group, post your situation. You'll get feedback from me and from everybody else. You really just need to go back to the course and revisit the LinkedIn resume page, put your new experience from that contract job onto your resume, update it, and start applying again. It's a very good time right now, guys. I had like literally last week, like 5 people got hired last week. I'm going to be posting that soon. I'm not necessarily saying college is the answer, but I think you should be careful about listening to people selling courses saying don't go to college. Why? That's funny. Why would you be careful? I'm selling a course that costs less than 2 textbooks in college. And these guys in college are ruining people's financial future. That's the thing too. I've heard people say, oh, it's dangerous, or it's like something wrong in telling people not to go to college. Like there's some risk. There's no risk. Here's the thing. If you decide to skip college, right? Let's say you don't go to college and you're 20 years old and 22 and you're working in the workforce, you've gotten some skills, right? But let's say for whatever reason it didn't work out. Let's say you're like, oh man, I really need to go to college to, you know, I don't know what people think. You're not going to get anything from it. But let's say you did need to go back to college. Guess what? You can always go back to college. People go back to college in their 30s, 40s, even 50s if they really, really want to. Absolutely. But if you go to college when you're 18, take out $100,000 in student loans and get out of college and realize it was a waste of time, guess what? You can't get a refund. You can never get out of that debt. You cannot declare bankruptcy and get out of your student loan debt. And I get irritated as a taxpayer because then the government wants to come in and forgive those loans. And I'm like, dude, no, you shouldn't have taken them out in the first place. It's much more dangerous to go into debt when you're very, very young than it is to skip college. Sorry, guys. You know, I feel strongly about that. I don't just feel strongly about it. The facts back me up. I mean, the main thing about this idea of college being any type of value, having any type of value, is look at the student loan debt. There's a crisis. It's like, this is what makes no sense about this thing. People say you need college to be successful, yet student debt is almost $2 trillion. So it's like, how is that possible if people are actually having success and making money? If people are actually getting value from the college degree, then they'd be paying back their student loans. So it's just common sense. How is the job market here in Europe? Can I take the course and learn how to apply for jobs in Europe? Well, it depends where in Europe you're in. So generally speaking, I say as long as there's a good economy in any country and businesses are running Facebook ads and Google ads and doing SEO, then there are jobs. Primarily what I've seen is there are good job markets in the UK, good job markets in Germany. Those are like the top. Germany has like the 3rd biggest economy on the planet. There's lots of jobs in Germany. And I've also seen people get jobs in like Sweden, Norway, and basically Western type countries. Now, if you're going to some of the Eastern countries, you have to check your own local job market. But I had a student get a job in Slovakia. I had students in Croatia get a job, you know. So there's jobs all over the place. Again, it's just the size of the job market is going to vary based on that country's economy. I'm an international student in Montreal. My subject is web development, digital marketing. Do you have any idea about the Canadian market? Canadian job market is also very good. I've had a number of students get jobs in Canada and in Montreal. GOT, go on my channel and go back. I don't know when it was, like last year. Is 20-year-old named Jacques. I'm mispronouncing it, but Jacques Emmanuel. Lives in Montreal. You should watch his interview. Oh, Joshua, you're welcome. I'm glad you got something out of that. Hold on a second, guys. I got to grab some water. Oy. Okay. Just sit on the floor in this place. What school lacks is critical thinking. Yes. It's one of the biggest disappointments was realizing just how inefficient and how little education I actually got from school, because I was good in school, but 16 years. And I didn't really start thinking critically until I got out of school. Thanks for your video on procrastination. I really need to hear that. You're welcome. I'm glad to hear that, guys. I'm glad to hear that. It's nice to hear that people are getting value out of it. I am working this year. You asked what my goal. I am. That's a good question, Ibrahim. I've really been quite lazy about my YouTube channel. Well, I say lazy but I'm one of those people. I'm not really lazy. I can't really be lazy. I'm always working on something. But Shane, who's my business partner, he has about 590,000 subs, and he posts 3 times a week. And he actually told me, we kind of joked that he was bugged by the fact that I don't post that much. We kind of laughed about it. So I said, this year I hired an agency to help me. I want to post at least 4 quality videos. I'm actually going to have them edited, believe it or not. And this year I want to publish, a little more regularly and get more of my own kind of traffic versus affiliate traffic to the course. I've been inspired lately to branch out into some other topics, particularly relationships. I don't talk about that much on the channel, but I do. I love personal growth, and I'm thinking about doing some type of relationship, how to attract a good relationship type thing. I'm also working on a couple Kindle books, and but this year I'm really focused on like travel. I'm going to be traveling with my girlfriend. I'm hoping to meet up with my parents in Europe this year. It should be really cool. Let's see. I take an in-demand skill that gives me a solid career over going to college 4 years in debt and not guaranteed a job when I graduate. That is smart. It's so simple. It's like, why? I think if you asked any adult person this question in that way, you would get that answer. But it's an indoctrination thing. Like when you're in college, like when I was 18, you guys wouldn't have recognized me. And my friend dropped out of college and I was like, you're throwing your life away, because I had been brainwashed. Everybody had been brainwashed. What is Shane's YouTube channel? Shane Hummus. Like hummus, like the food. HUMMUS. If you're talking about women, forget about it. I never know if I want to talk about relationships on YouTube, because these environments, like for instance, there's a thread about my course on Reddit. I don't ever comment. It's kind of, I think Reddit and some of the certain ecosystems have different levels of toxicity. So that's why I kind of like that my channel is a bit small here. I think it's a very good audience. People are generally positive and supportive. In the first semester, and they're teaching me HTML and WordPress to develop websites. I was wondering, how does it correlate to social media ads? Do I teach web development? So here's the thing about web development. I actually was going to do a video about this. There's 2 different types of web development, which I think you just mentioned. There's coding, learning JavaScript, learning HTML, and learning what the heck are all the different new languages that are coming out. And then there's WordPress. And WordPress is so popular because it's the CMS system that allows average people to build websites that look great and function great. So I teach you how to build a WordPress website in the course. It's not the focus of the course, but some of my students have taken that skill of learning how to build a WordPress website, and they're able to freelance or get clients doing that. But I'm not teaching you the details of how to customize the site and code and things like that. That is its own skill set, and I think it's valuable, but no, I don't focus on that. I teach Google Ads. This is the top thing in SEO. Google Ads is where most of the jobs are. It's been that way since I started in 2011. So now we're talking about almost 13 years. And again, you can thank people's lack of knowledge about this career. People still don't know what Google ads are. People still don't understand what digital marketing is. Digital marketing is hot right now. I'm worried a lot of people getting in the industry and eventually getting saturated. I get this question. This is what's great. I'm posting it here. And this is a great question, guys. And I think I made a video about this. I'll just do another video this year about it. People have been worrying about this, I said, since 2011 when I got into this field. So it's like 13 years. The field is not saturated. It's not going to be saturated for a couple of reasons. Number one, colleges do not teach digital marketing. So you have all these marketing majors. I want you to imagine there's, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or millions of people coming out of college with a marketing degree, and they're learning almost nothing about digital. It's mind-blowing. You can go through an entire marketing curriculum at every major university, and what you're going to see is the majority of what people are learning is the core liberal arts stuff, like, again, rereading Shakespeare, learning some history, doing some women's or gender studies, or doing, I don't know, whatever random, contemporary classes they have these days, a random science class. And then they'll do like 3 marketing classes, maybe 4. A handful of marketing classes means that is your major. So that's a weird word. The weird thing about majors and minors in college, I was like, I was going to minor in anthropology at NYU. And it was kind of hilarious because, I think I would have had to take like a couple of classes. Marketing majors take they take statistics class, they take these microeconomic classes that have nothing to do with marketing. And then they take a couple of marketing classes that are usually high concept nonsense that is absolutely inapplicable to entry-level jobs. And then sometimes they'll take an elective about digital marketing that is so theoretical that I get so many of these marketing grads coming to me and they're like, hey, I have a degree in marketing, I can't find a job. And that's why there are still hundreds of thousands of open digital marketing jobs. The second thing is, even people who do know a bit about digital marketing usually aren't that good at it. I interviewed Rain a while back, who's a hiring manager at a company, saying, even people that say they have 2 to 3 years don't necessarily know what I'm teaching in the course. So generally speaking, the field is just not that well known about. Even especially when I look at CNBC, they always publish these articles like, this person makes 6 figures in 4 hours a week, or like the little known career path that can make you 6 figures. They always run those things. And I am blown away. I have been reading these articles religiously for like 2 years. I never see digital marketing mentioned ever. And I think, you think, oh, it means it's not really a thing. No, what it means to me is that it's still very unknown. So yeah, it's not, in 2018, there were 40,000 jobs a day in the US, digital marketing jobs. By 2019, it was up to about 70,000. During the 2020, it went down. Then it went up to about 200,000. In 2021, now it's around 100,000 to 130,000 a day. So it's already like 3 times more than it was in 2018. And I think when I started doing this in 2016, it was even lower. It was like 30,000 a day. So it just keeps growing as the internet continues to grow, as more companies get online. There's still a shift happening as more and more of the billions of dollars spent on advertising go into digital. It's just going to keep growing. So don't worry about it being saturated, man. Let's see. Okay. I missed. Never thought I would see you on an Aaron Clary. Oh, do you mean the interview? It's really funny. Aaron, if you guys know Aaron, he is. I always like to say Aaron is a character with strong opinions. That's all I'll say. But he and I really connect on this college thing. He wrote a book called Worthless. We really have the same point of view. So he interviews me occasionally. About how long does it take to get a job after finishing the course? So the whole process usually takes between 1 and 6 months. This depends on how much time you have to devote to the course, because it's a lot of material to get through. And when I say once you've finished the course, so part of the course is actually the resume. So it's not like theoretical in school where it's like, oh, I did my course, now I'm going to do the practical stuff. you're actually going to be, as you complete the course, you will have actually run a campaign, built a website, done all these things, changed your resume. Once a person is actually application ready for the course, yeah, it's usually, I'd say, a 1 to 3 month process. Sometimes, but this thing I can't predict. Sometimes it takes people 6 months. Some people it takes 2 weeks. You don't know. It depends on, every person is different, but that's the general guidelines. I usually say, like, generally speaking, this, like, give yourself a 6 month window. That also, one of the reasons the course has been around so long, people have so many results, is because I like to set realistic expectations. And that's why I don't say, oh, try to get a job. You're going to get a 6-figure job in 30 days or any nonsense. Give yourself 6 months. That allows yourself to relax, really enjoy learning the material, and focus on providing value to companies. By the way, let's see, Secret Entourage, Valuable Educator. I will check those out. Thank you, Noon Ocean. Any suggestions to things to do while visiting New York? I haven't lived in New York in a long time. So unfortunately, I cannot give you, there's like the touristy stuff to do. God, I actually was thinking of visiting, but I would just try to look for a good YouTube channel about that, because I'm really not the best resource for that information. But have a fun trip. Let me see here. Women mystery. Yeah, as I said, I'm not talking about relationships yet because it's polarizing topics. Is PPC or SEO good for aviation business? I don't know what you mean by aviation. Do you mean private planes? Do you mean selling courses on how to be a pilot? I have seen every business imaginable uses PPC and SEO, every business. And if you work at an agency, it's cool because you get to see some weird ones. When I worked at an agency, we had a client that sold, what was it? Sorry, I'm cracking my back. He sold dog bag. When you go to the park and you want to clean up after your dog, and there's those dispensers for the doggy bags. That's what he sold. Those like dog pickup dispensers. And there's a whole market for that. I had no idea. Another guy was selling kind of like military, like for private citizens, like military grade protective gear and stuff like that. There's just so many industries. So yeah, aviation, sure. Would love more wisdom content like what you've learned in the past. Thanks, man. I am going to do some more. I reached a point where I feel more comfortable sharing stuff because it's almost like I'm not really that connected to my past anymore. But I'm planning a video about like how I went from being broke to not being broke. I think it's like from financial disaster to 6 figures or something. Because I think it's important to share, and I reflect on it from time to time, especially when I'm traveling and I have friends of all different ages at different stages of their life. And it's like really cool. As you get older, guys, if you continue to develop yourself and grow and push yourself, it's rewarding to have these years of experience to reflect on. It's crazy too, because I still feel like I'm 25 years old, but I'm like not. I have like 20 more years of experience. Let's see. Course cost for holidays. The course is always the same, guys. I posted about this. It's worth mentioning since someone said it. It's always the same, and it's always underpriced. As I said, most of you guys understand the value proposition. Like Benjamin paid $800, is now making $50K a year. The ROI is insane. But mostly, and as I've mentioned, I'm going to say this in another video, I am going to raise the price next year, probably in the summer, and not by a lot. I know some people I'm not going to triple the price or anything, but I'm going to put it up a couple $100 because everything on the planet has increased in price, and I've kept the price at this level for 3 years now. But the thing is about sales and discounts, it's already discounted, but I don't like sales because for this kind of a product, because number one, it's not an impulse buy. It's something you save up for. But number two, I don't think it's fair. Like if you bought the course in August and now it's 50% off or something, I don't know. I wouldn't be happy with that. I think it should just stay the same price all the time. This cost me a little bit this week. Sales were really slow because everyone's expecting there's a Black Friday sale. And I said, no, I don't do that. Yeah. But then, as I said, I'm very transparent with the pricing. And when I do announce the price thing, I'm going to give people like months of time to prepare, to buy it before that happens. I see most of the online courses offered by YouTubers are pre-recorded. Things are really updated or any live answers. Once money paid, are you on your own? Yeah, it's a mixture, man. I mean, you got to understand the pricing of things. And I do think some people overcharge, but it's like, look at the value proposition here. It's like $800 and you're getting information that proven information that you've seen has helped people achieve a result. So of course it's all pre-recorded. I couldn't possibly, people say to me, oh, you're an online teacher. I'm like, well, not really, because I am and I'm not. If I was doing this stuff manually, the course would have been done years ago. There's no way I could scale and sustain this amount of energy and provide this information to hundreds of people if I didn't have pre-recorded videos. That's the beauty of it. That's what's so exciting about it. And you're not losing anything. You don't need me to physically be there telling you this information. But there are coaching calls, and it's with my coaches, Nick and Ivy, who are amazing. Nick, you maybe see me interview him. He's been in the field since 2017. He's the guy that was working at Metro PCS before he took my course. Now he's managed millions of dollars in PPC. So now you're getting guidance from somebody who's in the industry, which is better networking than any of these college students are getting. And he's giving you feedback and advice. And Ivy is also working at Crate and Barrel. Oh, that's right. She works at Crate and Barrel. I'm totally going to, I forgot about that. But yeah, she's teaching you about SEO. So you're getting this type of guidance that is pretty great. And and then there's the Facebook group, which is very active. I'm active in the Facebook group. This is how you provide a low-cost course like this. If you wanted like one-on-one coaching with me, you're going to be paying thousands and thousands of dollars. And I don't even do it because it's just not worth. It's not how I want to spend my energy. I'd rather help more people in this very intelligent kind of semi-automated way that also has the personal touch. I mean, you're getting feedback, dude. I mean, most courses where you're getting coaching calls and feedback from like me, you'd be paying $4,000 or $5,000 minimum. So yeah. Anyway, I don't want to toot my own horn anymore. I'm in the process of finishing my resume for a paid meta ads marketer. I minor experience with Google Ads and SEO. Do you have any advice for me? Alex, are you in the course? If you're in the course, I have hours of advice for you. If not, my general advice is you just have to put together a resume that communicates that you can do the job. I mean, that's really the secret of resume writing. It's like, it's not, some people try to flower up their resumes, use crazy fonts. Like, look at the job posting and the thing is, look at the job posting literally and also strategically, which is understanding what does the employer need. That's why I do the walkthrough videos and I show you like, yeah, they're saying this, but they really mean this. Like they say 2 to 4 years experience required. And that means that, yeah, they'd like someone with more experience, but they're willing to, hire someone with less experience. And then tailor your resume to communicate. It's just a communication. You're saying, you need this done. Guess what? I know how to do this. That's what you do. Let's see. I haven't had time to fully focus on the course due to my college, but I graduate this month and look forward to giving the course all my time. Thanks. You are welcome. That is awesome. I'm glad to hear that. That is the same story you've heard many times. People were not able to focus on the course, and then they're able to focus, and that's how you get results. And you're going to get results on whatever you focus on, guys. In digital marketing, I say, that was the thing I focused on. I had tried a lot of other stuff before I got into this field. Let's see. You are welcome, Alex. Oh, looks like we have Oscar. Well, I have to post this because you gave me this, I think it's called like a bonus, or I don't know what it starred. I don't know if you already answered, but would you come up with a course for opening up your own agency? First of all, I won't do that because I think what fulfills me is helping people with this entry level stuff and getting into the field. And from there, once you have the foundations, you can definitely, That's what you need to start your own agency. The thing about an agency, and so I'm actually going to do a video about, what's his name? Godsey. Is it Imran? I forgot his name. The dude, one of the social media agency guys. First there was Ty Lopez, and now, Iman Godsey. So these guys come out, and they come up with a course, and this is the kind of thing that gives my course a bad name, because these guys hype up social media marketing agents, and they're like, yeah, every business needs this stuff. It's so easy. All you got to do is hire somebody and outsource this, and you're going to get 20 clients, and you're going to make $100,000 a year. And they make it sound so easy, and it's not. I know people that run 6-7 figure agencies. It is a lot of work. So I tend to stay away from that type of teaching, because what you need to run an agency is you actually have to get the skills and deliver the goods to your clients. And if you, in the course, I teach how to get freelance clients. If you get yourself 1 client or 2 clients, you are already on your way to starting an agency. All an agency is a group of clients. Once you've learned how to onboard and close clients, then it's just a matter of doing it again and again. And then if you get really good at that and you know how to do the work, then you can start hiring other marketers to do the work for you. And that's really what an agency is. But the key is you have to know the work. So the problem with a lot of these SMMA courses, they make it sound so easy to do. But guess what? Let's say you're a good salesperson and you somehow talk this business owner into doing, Facebook or Google ads with you, but you don't know the first thing about Google ads. You're relying on your contractors. Well, if you happen to hire a good contractor, that's great, but you still don't know. You've got to know your own business. If you're going to open a restaurant, most people who open restaurants, you have to know the restaurant business. A lot of times people have worked in restaurants, then open restaurants. The only time, if you're a multimillionaire, billionaire, and you just buy Applebee's, yeah, you could do that. But I'm saying if you actually want to run this business, you have to know what is good work and what isn't. I don't plan on focusing on that myself. But you can also, if you're in the course, Nick Battle might have some opinions on that, because he's been in the field for a very long time. I'm asking because I'm trying to replace a 6-figure in-person job with a remote 6-figure job. Well, that's different than doing an agency. You should be able to get, if you already have a 6-figure in-person job, is it in digital marketing? You can get a remote 6-figure job in digital marketing after working in the field for 2 to 3 years. And a lot of my students do that. Or you could have a salary job as your foundational income and then get freelance clients. Like Keyshawn, I just posted about him. This kid is 22. I think he's making 86,000 salary and another 10 or 12,000 freelancing. So it's bringing him up to 100K. And I've seen many different, configurations of that. But if you're having questions about that, you want to level up your existing career and you're in the course, definitely check out Nick's advanced program. So I do have that if you're in the course. So like I said, the promise of the course is that to help you get that entry-level job. And once you're in the field, that's where you're going to learn the most from the actual job. And then once you're making that 50K, then there's an advanced program which Nick teaches, and Ivy also does it for SEO, which helps you if you need support on your current job that you've gotten, or if you want to learn how to level up, because Nick has worked at agencies for 6 years and he knows how to help people advance in their careers. But that is advanced. That's once somebody, I keep the price low because the advanced course is also pretty cheap. But it's like, yeah, I get it. You're coming in, you're trying to make money. Now you're making 60K a year. I mean, you should be able to invest further money in advancing your career. Yeah. Cool, guys. I'm going to take a quick little breath here. This is fun. I'm starting to just run out of steam a little bit. It's already 9:36. I actually have to go because I'm going to have to get breakfast. They serve breakfast here until 10. Where do I purchase the course? I can put the link up, digitalcareerblueprint.com/level up. me see. Yes. digitalcareerblueprint.com/level up is where the course is. Thank you for asking. Where's the info for the advanced course? Courtney, are you in the course already? You can post about it in the Facebook group. It's honestly, Nick talks about it on the coaching call, so it's not something I don't really promote it too much. But yeah, Courtney, if you're in the course, you can email me or post in the Facebook group or ask Nick, and he will give you all the details. But again, it's only for people who are really in the course. Yeah, guys, thanks a lot. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna wrap it up. I would actually love to keep chatting. So I'll probably do. This was nice. So I will definitely do some more of these. And yeah, if you're watching this in the recording, leave a comment. Let me know if you liked it or if there's any other topics that you want me to talk about or any other feedback you guys have. So thanks for hanging out with me for a bit, guys. And I will see you all soon. Have a good night or day.